Good evening, race fans. My name is Sean Stam, and welcome into Stam Studio Network, where today we have coverage bringing you live from Kansas Motor Speedway. Got the one, the only Justin up here in the booth, looking at the old suburbs out there out of Kansas. Here we go, the Speedway. Justin, how are you doing on this beautiful, magnificent evening here tonight, Tuesday evening?
I am good, Sean. Glad to be here in the great state of Kansas for tonight's action of the Bump and Run series. And guess what, boys? I guess the saying really don't fit, but we are in Kansas, Toto. Excited to be here. Ought to be some great racing, seen some great qualifying with the fellas and ladies here in the Bump and Run series, and should make for some good action here at the old mile and a half.
It is, and it's already showing green flag. No, not just yet. We got a couple pace laps here to get through first, but welcome everybody in here. Justin, I think we're going to see some multi-groove action here tonight, and looks like we are kicking things off, just about to get rolling, and we got to take a look at those ever so important points.
Points do be important. That's where the money and the glory come from, as we got Kyler McCarthy still leading us through, and Nicholas Shell sitting P2 in that Inferno Motorsports number 58 hot rod. Justin Steves quietly having a good year so far, kind of trickled off early part. But that's your top three right now. Austin Meese, 7th. Cameron King, 8th. Brandon Moeller. Brandon had a great couple of races here the past couple of weeks and is really coming on strong. And Chris Campbell going to lead us into the top 10. So be interested to see here tonight what these guys and ladies, I don't know if we got any ladies, I just used to saying it. But anyway, interested to see what these guys and ladies here tonight can bring to us here at the action.
Taking a look at the roundout and the points, we got 31st. Osapek Racing got also Richard Crane there, Paul Lawson, Will Roberts, Joshua Higball, Christopher Samuel, Matt, and drivers rounding out our top 41 in the points. Mentioned it here in the pre-race. This is going to be something a little bit special. JR, we miss you, buddy. This is the Memorial JR 200, the Bump and Run Cup Series here tonight, and well, this is 3 wide on the pace lap. This is all dedicated to you, man. We're gonna take it all up in silence here up in the booth. We'll be right back with you. Enjoy and join us on this moment of silence. Alrighty, the JR Memorial 200. That was moment of silence, a 3-wide pace lap dedicated to a racer who used to race in bump and run. Unfortunately, no longer with us. That was Bud Shearer, taken to the point. Got some green flag racing here coming up. Going to kick some dust up in the wind here from Kansas Speedway. Just coming up, and man, it's a really special moment here, Justin. I'm very glad that we're able to take that just pace lap or two and memoriam there for JR.
Yeah, pretty cool deal. You know, you see a lot of the other series, national series do that. And it's just cool to honor a guy. Honestly, me and Sean didn't know the guy, but for them to do a three-wide salute to the gentleman ought to be a fair show. So glad me and Sean are here to announce it. No, tonight may be a little bit tough on some of these guys. We appreciate them racing with us. And, yeah, honestly, just excited to be here. Thank you to the Bump and Run guys for allowing us to do this race in memoriam. And, Sean, it's about that time. I think we're about ready to go green.
Oh, we are. We're getting there, man. Just one more pace lap to go. And, hey, this is, it's going to kind of influence the strategy here tonight, Justin. 70% fuel. What, we're going to get 32, 33 if you're saving just a little bit, maybe 34 laps on a tank. Finnegan, Myers, Charles Van Schwick here going to lead us to the green flag out here of this pace lap. Zach Duscher, how about Austin Mice? Brian Huntley Jr., man, Brandon Moore, what does he have? Already 3 wins this season? He's going to start up here on the outside row, calling P6. I think we got a lot of hot shots here starting towards the front, Justin.
Yeah, these hot shots, hey, man. Keep an eye on that number 8 right there. He's had a great past couple of races. That 88 hot rod, it looks like old Brian Huntley decided to switch it up, but all that's getting thrown out the window. Buster's got the green flag, and it's about that time. We are racing in Kansas, Toto.
No yellow brick roads here as we head 2 wide heading into turn number 1. Looks like Finnegan able to get the jump there over Zach Duscher, the Joey Logano paint scheme for the 22. We're going to be moving and grooving here for the first turn. Didn't get this in too many official races this week. Finnegan, Zach, Charles, Brian, our top 4. Brian already making a move in that new paint scheme, number 88.
Yeah, running the Dale Jarrett scheme right there. Really clean looking hot rod. And away we go. We're shaking and baking here in Kansas. So Myers going to lead us around. Van Schlick, Duscher, Huntley. Makes your top 5 as we go into lap number 2. Now, Sean, I haven't ran a whole lot of laps here at Kansas.
Oh,
is it one of those crews?
Sorry.
You don't like this, or are you just booing me because I ain't ran a lot of laps?
Booing you because I didn't ran a lot of laps, man. One of my favorite tracks here in Kansas.
Now, okay, all right, you missed your expertise here. All right, is this one of those tracks you can fan out, got multiple grooves, or is this a one-lane kind of racetrack?
Dude, totally. With the progressive bank in here, we're going to see some 3 and 4 wide start to ensue. Well, maybe not here just yet. I think, Justin, the tire saving is going to be pretty prevalent here. I think the faster line is definitely the top of the track where Kyler McCarthy making the 24 Chevy Camaro work right now. Yeah, it's faster, but you start to burn just a little more tires as Kyler McCarthy looks to top of 3 wide. Got Robbie Bice, Cameron King on the inside. 3 wide out of 2. It's going to get a little tight, though, and man, I mentioned the tire wear. Also, Justin, do you get out of the gas just a little bit before your competitors and already start saving fuel? Just 5 laps into this 120 lap.
Nah, I think you run hard these first couple laps here. Kind of figure out where your car's at, where it lies. You know, we've got plenty of time to make it up on some pit stops and whatnot. But I think you run hard these first, maybe 10, 15 laps. Maybe save the rest of it for later on. Kyler McCarthy up there running the kind of Kyle Larson line, it looks like, up there against the wall. But somebody's going to have to check that wall. It gets too close in 9 months. Yee. So, man, we're battling. I'd hate to be running the lead right now because you have to do a lot of blocking rear view driving. Who is that? We got, man, shit. We got Duscher. We got Myers. Man, these are bucking and jiving, doing everything they can to try to get the lead. Here comes the 22 to the inside. For the lead, Myers going to go up to the top and block Kyler McCarthy. Kyler looking around, and Duscher going to take the lead.
How about old Zach Duscher?
Yeah, how about that? He made it work. Bobbed when he needed to weaved when he needed to bob, and he's really making some stuff happen here. Going to stick it to the low side there. Now, Sean, is this one of them deals where you can kind of make the low line work? Is that the preferred line, or do you want to kind of run middle, high? Where would you want to be?
Man, I think it's all in your strategy, right? Do you want to push your car a little bit too much early on to where, oh, we might have some contact for the race lead here, but you want to push early, or are you trying to save your car here a little bit? Just look at this, ride on board with Kyler here. Kyler not even hitting 5th gear heading into turns 1 and 2.
Nah, he just leaving it in 4th. A little more high RPM. You know, you ain't going to have the steam maybe going off into 5th, but maybe you're going to save a little bit of fuel there, not running it as many gears. You know, saving the clutches. I know the true guys would appreciate that, but I don't know. I've never really ran the next-gen cars here. I think I've ran a truck race or 2 here, and I don't care what anybody says. The trucks are probably one of the best cars on iRacing to run. So
I'm right there with you, man.
But, man, how about Kyler McCarthy, man? He's made a lot of hay since the drop of the green flag, and he is up here battling for the lead. Little bump draft there going off into 3 and 4. Kyler going to stick it up there against the wall. Deuce, you're going to stick it to the bottom. Myers is there. Man, how did he tell us to say that? He told us last week, and I can't remember.
I think it's Van Schwick is what I got out of Charles there. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course, anybody there.
You ain't going to get no correction here. I can't remember. Let's call him Mr. Charles.
I will say, you're talking about best cars to drive in the circuit. We're looking at one of the best cars here on track. Once again, I wholeheartedly agree with you with that truck. But here we have Kyler McCarthy diving down the inside here on a 3 and 4 slide, and then up there out of the Joey Logano paint scheme of Zach Duscher. Liking what I'm seeing. And Justin, you remember coming into Texas, remember how confident Kyler was in his 24 said, I'm about to take it to all these puppies here. Well, we're at another 1.5 miles, and looks like the 24's got just enough, well, maybe even more pace than he had down there in Fort Worth.
Yeah, he's really pushing it hard here. I'm just interested to see how long he can make that outside line work, and maybe he ducks off to the bottom and switches it up. But I don't know, that outside line is going to take him to the lead here over Zach Duscher. Mr. Charles going to PP4. Tyler Myers going to hang on to P3. Them guys going at it. A lot of side-by-side racing here through the field. This top 8 really, I don't know, really this top 10, you can kind of throw the blanket over them. They're all kind of right there together. Nobody's really giving a whole lot of taking. So, interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. Now, Sean, what would you say kind of the pit cycle would be here?
Well, I saw so many drivers practicing their green flag pit stops during practice, and I think to go a little Larry Mack on you guys here, I think the key is just don't speed, and basically you'll be all right. It's obviously how good you can get on and off pit road compared to your competitors here, especially only the 70% fuel in our fuel tanks. But it's all going to come down to that game of inches and how well you're able to get on and off pit road. Oh, it's contact, I believe. I think that's Austin Mice, the McConey setup shot, number 97. Yeah, it's going to get down to a game of inches when the fuel stops do eventually start. And it's not if, but when, right, Justin? Because I think this is one of the most, if not the cleanest series that I broadcast for is Austin Mice, which on the inside of Brian Whitney Jr. I mean, how many... Even on the super speedways at Bump and Run here these Tuesday nights, Justin, there's hardly any cautions.
No, these guys keep it clean. Oh, we say it. Oh, commentator curse. Oh, my gosh, we finna cause one. We better hush it for they out here wrecking one another, beating and banging. I know the Fab guys at the shop is going to hate to see those body panels on Monday. And they are beating and banging, beating each other up out there. We're 15 laps into this shebang.
No stage brakes, but we do have those the smaller fuel cells, and I wonder if that starts to influence any of the tire wear as well. Just how hard do you push your car early on? I think we've seen Kyler McCarthy up here out front continue to push his car, possibly even a little bit too much here as he continues to run that higher line as we got our first caution out. Anthony Lane involved.
Oh, no, Anthony.
Gary Huffin's around as well. Oh, man.
Gary, no!
We were just talking about it. This is going to be the old commentator curse strike here a little bit earlier on. Oh, that's heavy contact. That looks race ending, doesn't it? Kiss my bass, number 55.
Yeah, that bass is
He's needing
looking like butt. I ain't going to cuss, but looking like butt.
Well, I appreciate that, Justin, and I'm sure everybody would appreciate a replay here. It's coming up here on Stam Studio Network. I got you. Just one moment time. Here we go. Gary Huffins, as well as Chris Campbell, involved as well. Oh, this is going to be late to it, right in front of our cardboard cutouts. Around the track. Oh, right up in front of the racing surface.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Tyler
Somebody
Massey.
call- Oh! Somebody bobbing and weaving down there. What a miss.
Let's take a look at how this one transpired. This is the whole, oh, man, the 68 having to take some evasive action there, bringing it down into the turf. Here we go. Once again, Anthony Lane, Gary Huffins. This is all how this happened. Oh, wait, okay. Beep, beep. That transpired a little bit faster than I thought. Oh, matter of fact, here's the Pabit Blue Ribbon. That beer, number 81, just loses it coming out of 4. And then I think it's going to be an overcorrection gone wrong here, Justin.
Yeah, he's running that PBR scheme, and if you don't like PBR, then what's wrong with you, okay? It's cheap, good, and I don't care what you say. I will always have a special place in my heart for PBR.
Doesn't look like too much damage to the old PBR 81 either. Hope to be able to keep it moving and grooving as he slides.
Yeah, the lawn men are going to hate him Monday, but, you know, little cash, I'm sure, and maybe a pack of PBR, they'll be okay.
Alrighty, we have our first round of pit stops commencing here. It's going to be led by Brandon Moore off the pit road. Bud Shearer, at number 94, will be 10th place. Finnegan Myers, Robbie Bice, Cornelius Brown, Miguel Campo, Anthony Lane, Joe Stipe, Chris Campbell, Matthew Fitz, Tyler Myers, Matt Bryant, rounding out that top 20.
So rounding out the top 20, these guys coming in going to get some fresh Goodyears, a little topped off of Sunoco fuel. We're going to go back to green here shortly. I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Bearded Bear Custom Hides, Bad Dog Graphics, Admin Box, and all the others that help us be able to broadcast this on a Tuesday night. If you're new with us here, we do this every Tuesday night here on Stam Studio Network with our Bump and Run series. These guys also have a ARCA series on Saturday night, so make sure you check in if you got a little something to do. Or if you're down there in the Playful Pints area, we appreciate them 5 folks broadcasting us down there. So if you're down that way, make sure to check them out. And
man, Justin, it's still so cool to me that we're able to get a whole sports bar to broadcast and get the broadcast playing on their sports TV, or on their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TVs that they got down there at the all sports bar. Appreciate them coming on board with us and making everything happen here tonight. Got Havoc here in chat. How's it going? 052 in ARCA cars on Saturday. Appreciate you joining us here in YouTube land tonight. Alrighty, Justin, we're about to get started here. Once again, the green flag is just a few moments away, and
am I back?
Yeah, that may have been on me that time. I think you're back here. We're gonna get things too wide once again. Got Zach Duscher, got the 24. That's Kyler McCarthy gonna lead us to the green flag this time. Yellow brick road, here we come. Kansas Speedway, green flag is out for the second time tonight. So let's try it again here, Justin. Oh, 22 Zach Duscher, contact! Spins in front of the pack.
Oh, around he goes. Oh!
Instantly brings it to the pit road as the yellow flag should be out here. What just happened?
The yellow pit road is going to be open for service.
Man, he is definitely going to need it. Man, was that just a push gone wrong down the inside? We're going to take a look at it here. Watch the 24, watch the 97 down the inside. And then 22 is going to get a little tag here from Kyler McCarthy. Watch that front bumper of the 24, and around he goes where he stops. Nobody knows. Well, it is before the grass, thankfully. I don't know why Zach, he took it right back to the pits, though. He instant towed that puppy. Taking another look at it here, and I think Zach's just trying to get the ultimate run that he can around the outside, and unfortunately, just Austin Mice right down to the back bumper of our leader, and I think maybe even shoved him into Joey Logano paint schemes act just a little bit. Here we have another driver in YouTube chat, Harvest. Practice all week just for his race to get ruined just like that. Actually, that was Tyler Massey involved in our previous caution there. Hate that for you. And oh, Justin is having some technical difficulties right now. Trying to get back in. His Discord crashed. Okay, I thought that was on me. Justin, we'll wait for you here to get back in. Charles Van Squick gets his SpongeBob Ford Mustang back up to P2 after that restart. Yes! Fighting in that SpongeBob machine. Finnegan Myers, Bud Shearer, Cornelius Brown, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Man, I'm already missing Justin here in chat. We still got about another pace lap or two. Let's see if we can see what happens to Tyler Massey's incident here. As once again, this was, I believe, on our last caution flag. No, all I'm getting there in the graphics and scoring is just Tyler heading down pit road after his race-ending damage. So you do hate that for him. Already out of a 120 lap race. I think I hear a little bit of Justin noise there. Justin,
I'm back, baby. Discord thought she could keep me down, but I'm back.
Welcome back in here. It's nice to have you back. And
what I miss?
Oh, well, you missed some racing under pacing. I guess you could. Nah, not really. We're continuing to pace here.
What happened? Last I heard that Zach Dusher spun out in front of the field.
Oh, okay. So that's all right. Well, we'll get you all caught up here as we go too wide to get ready for the green flag to come out once again. Let's I'll take a real quick look at it. Show the old Justin Yaw what's happened here to our race leader on that restart.
Let's see. So Zach going to come on up to speed. Oh, just contact. Spins her around, gets her straightened out, and bang! And, oh, Miguel Campo.
Lots of fast drivers are out here early, Justin. I'm not liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much damage did Kyler get there. Hopefully not too much.
Actually, I know Tyler Massey there in YouTube chat. He's already said that he's out of the race, unfortunately. So the Harvest 17 Ford Mustang gonna have to. He'll be back next week at the All-Star race.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. I hate that for you. Hate that for you, Tyler.
Alrighty, pace car is off. We're going to try this once again. Here comes Brian Huntley, going to lead us to green flag, this time by 41 Van Squick. Tyler Myers got Shearer right there with him as we're going to head into turn 1. Once again, this time a lot cleaner of a restart. There's that number 6, Tyler Myers, with contact. I spoke too soon.
Oh,
Charles, we're going to keep things moving.
Clean.
Please
I just bounced it off of him. He's good. We're good. We're clean. We're green. We're mean. Keep it straight, boys.
Somehow, some way, keeping it green. My goodness, and here comes that 3 wide, a little bit further in the back of the pack. The driver of the number 36, I believe that is Richard Crane. Newer name here with us. And holy, wait, Anthony Lane after what I thought was some pretty heavy
damage. PBR, baby!
Anthony, he's up 11 spots. Richard up 17 here tonight.
Yeah, how about them guys making a late, or I guess early charge here? We're only 24 laps in the 120 lap race, so good early charge here from me guys. Hopefully they can keep some momentum rolling. Looking out the back door there, that is Tyler Myers coming and knocking. Oh,
contact! That? I think that's 71 into the wall. Papa Bear Campbell.
Oh no, buddy. Just, obliterated right front on that wall.
Not Papa Bear Campbell. Apologies there. This is William B. Roberts involved, running the same number as Papa Bear Campbell Jr. in their ARCA series. This is special, not special for William B. Roberts, but special for me because, get this, guys, I was in a random Le Mans fixed race here in iRacing, and William B. Roberts, he saw me. He said, wait a second, aren't you the broadcaster that puts on Bump and Run series? That is pretty special to me, but not special right now for William B. Roberts, as that is pretty heavy
Caution,
damage.
caution. Gonna come out on the Speedway. I hope that ain't. I ain't gonna speak it into life. but that looks like a garage day.
I would believe so. I believe Williams going to head it down. Oh, not into the garage, but take it right down into the pit. Should be a, unless we have one fast repair tonight as he misses his box. Broken toe link on that 71. We'll see if there is any fast repairs here tonight. There wasn't any that I was aware of, but going back to Anthony Lane with how much damage that he had repaired earlier. No, I don't think so. He's going back and forth in that puppy.
Did somebody I saw some smoke coming around there. I guess we're still great. No, we got a caution.
Yeah, caution is out on the Speedway.
Who done wrecked now?
So I actually thought it was because of William B. Roberts, but it's a completely different incident here. It's Matt Bryant going to go around, and this is what actually caused the caution to come out. Oh, Tyler Myers getting involved in it as well.
Look like Tyler. Look, quick back to the throttle. Going to spin it on around through there. Nothing too crazy. Again. Oh,
right. Oh, it locks it down, thankfully. Whew.
Good. That's a clean paint scheme, man. I love that. Love that number 20 snap-on hot rod.
Oh, I think Tyler Myers there just lost it himself around the rear end, came out of turn 4, and then, man, the driver, the number 20, just having nowhere to go. Completely different incident after we had the driver 71, William B. Roberts, hard into the outside wall.
Yeah, that number 20 definitely going to have to come back in to get some good gears there. Going to hate to have to use a set this early on in a run, but take it easy and, maybe save a set for later on in the race. Now, I'm wondering how much this changes your strategy up. We've had a couple early cautions here. Ain't really had too long of a opening run here. So I'm wondering who all maybe comes in. Maybe tops off with a little Sunoco fuel. Saves a little tire and it does something a little different.
I think that could possibly be the way to win this race is just do something a little bit different. As you mentioned, those first couple of cautions coming out were what was a 34-35 lap fuel run. I think could be we're probably going to be getting to 45, even possibly lap 50 after these first two cautions have come out, and that's going to present a little gambling even later in the race.
So we're rolling around through here, old Kansas Speedway. All right, we got a couple takers here coming into the pits, going to see what they can do. Maybe a little fresh set of tires, maybe some Sunoco. We got those like Mr. Charles, Mr. Brandon. I can't tell that car back there. Is that Steve's? That is Justice Steve's. So some of these guys will come in.
Steve's Moore in as well. Salgado also coming in, and they're definitely going to have I don't even think anybody took tires that stopper. If they did, it was the first time by. That was a pretty quick little splash and dash for looked like Xavier Salgado and Justin Steves.
Yeah, a little splash, little top off. Make sure you're good and set. And honestly, truthfully, it's me. I'm going to hang out right here. If we get a good little run here, maybe try to save a set for down the road.
About old Bud, he was pacing the field here when we had the old the three wide salute there out to JR, and I think if Bud could come away with a race win here today from Kansas, I think this would mean a lot to Bud, as he was I think he knew JR there pretty well. It's pretty special for the 94 as he works his way plus 8 spots on the day. Now starting on that inside row P3. We're going to get the green flag flying here once again. Yellow brick road. Here we come. Dust in the wind. I don't know how many things I got up my sleeve here. I think just those two. Ryan Utley Jr., Joe Stipe, Chris Campbell leading us into turn 1.
So away we go. Round turn 1s and through to turn 2. I can't even speak right now. Through turns 1 and 2 we go.
Oh,
Tyler. Save it.
Able to lock it down. No contact with that inside barrier. Man, you hate that though with as much pace as Kyler had. He'll drop down to P22, looking like P23 now. So we'll cut back to our race lead. We're going to look 3 wide here for P2. Here comes that blue ribbon, number 81, Anthony Lane. Goes down the bottom of the hill. Chris Campbell, that number 68, looks to the top. Here comes Austin Mice, once again, the McConey setup shop. Number 97, Chevy Camaro also looks down the inside of turn 3. Does he have what it takes to make it stick? Out of the throttle, right back in it for Chris Campbell. Here comes Austin Mice. Richard Crane is right there with him, contacting the outside wall.
Still racing hard right here. 2-3 wide at some point. There's still 2 wide as we go back into 1 and 2. We got Austin Mice. Got Cornelius Brown right there in the mix. Anthony Lane. Mr. Crane, all right there together. Austin Mice mixing it up with these fellas right here.
Ooh, 3 wide. Heading out of 4. This is going to get tight, Justin. Oh!
Yeah, somebody had to give in that 20 car. He elected to maybe save that and just a wee bit.
Well, that's quite some heavy damage out there on the right front. I think the front hood is separating there from the right front fender on that number 20. Unfortunately, after our front 2 cautions, I mean, what we did have 30 drivers in the race right now. It's looking like I believe 6 of the drivers are out and 3 are still on the track, just showing 1 lap down at the moment. We got a long way to go, long time to get there. Completing lap 34 this time got by from lap 35. That's still quite a bit, and if we did run green, this is right when we would see our pit stop starting to take place. Here comes Joe Stipe now looking down the bottom of the hill, down on league owner Brian Huntley Jr. Brian takes that outside line, now drifts up the track and possibly hit a crossover here, now headed back into turn 1.
Side by side, almost 4 wide behind him at 1 point. Comes Stipe. Here comes Huntley. Nice looking there in the catbird seat. You got Sher in 4th, Campbell in 5th, Bridgman in 6th, Brown in 7th, Myers in 8th. All vying for trying to get just 1 more. Stipe going to look to stick his nose out there in front of Brian Huntley. He's going to do it coming off 4. Can he make the pass? Yes, sir. Stipe going to take over the lead here at Kansas. Huntley going to second, but here comes Austin Myers, going to stick it up there on the high side.
How about that pass out of Joe Stipe? I think that'll definitely take a little bit of right front tire life out of this run of Goodyear Eagles, or this set, excuse me, here. But now, how about Brian Huntley losing the lead to Joe, and here comes Austin Mice, the driver, the number 97. I've seen so much pace out of this driver here tonight, and now cutting back to some more 2x2 action. Chris Campbell on the bottom of the track. Bud Shearer up top, got Josh Small, Philip Bridgman, first time we mentioned his name tonight. So that's Jimmy Johnson, Carvana, number 84 Toyota Camry, leaving all the space there out of 2. No side draft happening down the backstretch. He's gonna have to get out of the gas a little bit earlier though, allow that car to catch into the track, rotate. Matter of fact, gonna cross that lower seam. Contact for Chris Campbell, a little bit further up for that driver, the 68. Oh, that's a little bit of right side damage. Hopefully no harm, no foul there.
Nah, just a little squeeze. That ain't nothing you can't fix out with a little bit of a hammer on Monday.
The body shop guys are probably thanking him though, saying, God dang it, thanks for that.
Yeah, this guy.
Right now we're hopping off the backboard of, I believe this is Joe Stipe, looking at the back bumper of the driver of that number 6. That was Tyler Myers, with some immaculate pace here tonight. Got the flames on the side, and I think those were flames. When you do have some flames on the side of your car, Justin, I think it's a rule within racing. You better have that hot rod fast, and that's what we're seeing here tonight of the number 6 Chevy Camaro, as he's now looking down the inside. That is, not having to run down turn 3 and 4 now for Finnegan Myers. Got Cornelius Brown is also right there with him, has a front row seat to this battle.
So away we go, back off into 1 and 2. Still 2 and 3 wide back there. Holy cow. How long can you keep the pace up back there? Also going to take the lead, Stipe in second. Looks like Huntley kind of dropping right now. Wondering how much he burned up that set of tires on this last little run. 2 wide here. The number 45 and the number 36. If you remember, Myers was in that last caution. Has made a lot of hay since then. McCrane and Bill Hale is going to complete your top 10 here. Kind of looks like this may be front five, maybe pulling away. Brown kind of got a gap right there to Brigman. 55 going to get out the way. We appreciate that. Here comes Cornelius Brown looking for second. Now, if you remember, started our season off, whoa, crossover there.
Tight.
Yeah, a little bit. Now, if you remember when we started our season at Daytona, Cornelius Brown had a head of steam starting this season off and has had some good runs along the way, looking to maybe try to get a win here tonight in Kansas. Really help those point standings.
This makes it easier on us up here in the booth, Justin. Same paint scheme, a week in and week out. So that's an easy one to spot there. The Gulf and McLaren livery on that Ford Mustang.
Yeah, the old Gulf paint scheme, man. You ain't gonna miss them colors. It don't matter who you are, where you are. If you're a car person, you're gonna know those colors right there. Them colors really speak for themselves. No matter where you are in the world, you'll definitely recognize those. We're three wide back here. What's this? We got is that Tyler Myers? No, that's Robbie Bice.
Similar paint schemes there. I think that it got me too many
those
times.
monster paint schemes. Yeah, them monster paint schemes, man. I feel bad for some of those spotters on Sundays. You look up and they're having a spot for three different people because they all think it's the same paint scheme.
Gosh, we see already how hard it is in the old iRacing universe. I couldn't imagine Sunday nights. They're on Sundays as well. How about Cornelius Brown? Talked about him earlier, and he continues to work his way up. A little bit of scrape of the outside safer barrier. We're going to have some side-by-side action across the start-finish line. Joe Stipe, Finnegan Myers heading at it. And here comes Philip Brigman, that number 84, right there behind him.
Philip, the 84 hot rod, going back to the Shack paint scheme this week. A lot of these guys, I mean, week in, week out, run the same paint schemes. Everybody a little bit mix it up sometimes. Brian's definitely known for that. Kind of running back and forth between. Right now, he's got the Dale Jarrett scheme. Oh, little wall there. Wall come out and just bite you. The dog chasing the mail carrier.
I think Brian's also pulled a little manufacturer change on us as well. Unless I'm just thinking and whatever here. I swear Brian was in a Chevy earlier this year.
Yeah, I think he will. I'm with you. I feel like he was been running the Chevrolet unless he switched it over for this race, for the throwback race.
Still 0.2 of a second separating our second place driver and third. Cornelius Brown, Joe Stipe, Finnegan Myers, Philip Brigman. Also got Bill Hales right there with him for P6. Brian Huntley Jr., Cameron King here. He comes for P8. Right now, our biggest mover on track, just mentioned his name. That is the one, the only Bill Hales. Oh, man. Right now, he's trying to run away from that battle right there behind him from Cameron King and Brian Huntley Jr. Oh, we got a taker on pit road here, unless it's another contact. Oh, that is taker Brian Huntley Jr. He's having to reverse it on the track. Justin talked about this. Excuse me, I talked about this, but I'm saying, Justin, we talked about this also.
I reiterated it.
Yes, there we go. That's what I'm trying to get out here.
Emphasized.
Look at that, man. Justin with the old, he's saving me here tonight. And let's take a look. We'll ride on board with Brian and see what he saw heading into pit road. Oh, that's already too late, man. He was not going to go around the track one more time. Takes it, reverses it. I don't think that'll be a black flag. Here's a better look at it here, riding on board with him.
Locks her down. Did we have any contact? Did you spin it out?
Nah, no contact. That was a single car stop right there.
Okay.
Just spun out on his own. We do hate that for the number 88, as that will probably end up ruining his chances at any sort of top 5, top 10, top 15 finish. Here comes the pack once again around as we have some more side-by-side. Look at the Bill Hales machine. I mean, my goodness, Justin, that thing was yawed out. Oh, okay, I see what I did there. Justin, that thing was yawed out.
Yeah, when you're talking about y'all on an airplane, you're welcome, okay? That was my people's. That was my people's.
Oh, that was pretty good. Yes, Justin's Peoples inventing the word as well as, man, I love it here at having you up here in the booth, and we got some more side-by-side action here. This is Austin Mice. Finnegan Myers for our race lead. Excuse me, this is Austin Mice 2 seconds. In front of Finnegan Myers is Brian Huntley Jr. is starting to show his new tires.
Yeah, come in, got him a fresh set. You hate that for him. He was having an absolutely great run here tonight. And hey, all we are is one caution away, and Brian just got to make sure he is the one car. He's got to pass Matthew Fitz, wherever Matthew's at out there. I don't know where he's at. But got to pass Matthew to get back on the lead lap here. Fighting for that lucky dog spot.
Right now, pulling up the track map, we can see Austin Mice. I believe, yeah, okay. Austin Mice heading up into, or out of turn 2 right now. Or excuse me, turn 4. God dang it. I thought I was looking at the right little blip there. So Austin Mice and then looking at Brian Huntley Jr. Well, right there in the same camera shots. You got to be careful right here if you're Brian Huntley Jr. You don't want to be trapped 2, possibly 3 laps down.
Yeah, you don't want to get multiple. You can maybe afford 1, but don't get 2 or 3 there. When you don't give yourself, make sure you are the guy that's a lap down when this caution comes out, or at least you're hoping for one. Maybe get your crew to do the rain dance or a little caution dance, whatever that may be. But you know, we got talking about this the other night in our league. I think it would be cool if iRacing did, like, you know, random things for the car, like maybe, you know, what happened to Cletus at Talladega, where it broke a valve spring.
Went down a whole cylinder, right?
Yeah, just kind of maybe some random stuff like that. I think it would be cool. That's just me, though. I know it'd probably piss everybody off.
Yeah, it'd be cool when it happens to the car in front of you, right? But when it happens to you, you're probably screaming every single word in the book there. Little Kyle Busch asks, oh my save. Well, first of all, wall contact, and then save for Tyler Myers there, that 43. Looking out the back bumper of Richard Crane here onto that 55. And man, how about the old 55 tonight? He's unfortunately shown down a lap or 2 or 3 here for Gary Huffins, but he continues to tough it out. And right as I say that, right now he heads down pit road. Chris Campbell has got the number 94 looking down the outside now. 94 thinking better of it. Here comes Tyler Myers once again in his Toyota Camry.
Toyota Camry, Chevrolet Camaro, Ford Mustang, battling it out here in Kansas.
We got them all, don't we?
Yeah, we got a little everybody. That's how we like it. We like a little bit of diversity here on a Tuesday night in the middle of Kansas. Now, where the track's at in Kansas? Throw a dart, maybe get lucky. I don't know. I couldn't tell you where the track's at in the middle of Kansas.
No, you got me there. It's got to be in some cornfield somewhere, right? That's all Kansas is. Come on, man.
Yeah, Kansas is just known for flatland. And the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I guess you could.
Oh, yeah, sure. Isn't Kansas City actually Missouri? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
It's all, you know.
Yeah, it's close enough.
I know it's a tough subject for some folks up there.
Well, Justin, now would be a great time to start to look at our pit strategies. We look 3 wide. Here comes Josh Small down the inside. I'll be honest. I had a chicken sandwich or 2 on Ryan Blaney at the real Kansas race over the weekend. His long run speed, he was able to catch Larson there, and I think we're starting to see the same sort of story here. Josh Small on a longer run. He's starting to reel in our front-running drivers. Josh Small down up to P6 as Cornelius Brown taps the wall on extra 4 there. Good call from Chandler, a little behind-the-scenes action. Got another producer with me here tonight. But looking at that pit stop strategy, I mean, Finnegan Myers, not Tyler. Don't make that same mistake I did. Finnegan pitting lap 27 as well as Bill Hales. Got Cameron King also pitting lap 28. But how about Joe Stipe? It looks like Joe Stipe is on some... Well, okay, I thought we were going to see the numbers update there, but I think Joe Stipe as well as Austin Meister on a little older set of Goodyear Racing Eagles, and Justin, I'm not sure how much official races that you do, but it comes down to not how new your tires are, so to speak, but it's how well that you've taken care of them. Brandon Moore, we have seen pass 2, 3, 4 cars this last time by. Makes a nice slide job. Slides right up in front of Charles Van Schwick to complete that pass for P7.
P7. Austin kind of stretches, lead out about a little over 2 seconds here. Nobody else kind of. You really got Myers and Meese kind of stretched out the lead. Bill Hell's almost 4 seconds back. King about 4.5 seconds back, and then 6 back to Stites. So Mike also kind of stretched out his lead here. Got a good little run happening here. And it'll be interesting to see maybe when these pit strategies start coming into play, who goes a little early, who tries to stretch it out here. You know, your thrill cycle, who came in. I mean, I know we had some guys stop a little bit earlier on in this run. Got a little bit of fuel, so who tries to stretch it out here and maybe takes a little bit of a gamble as we are over halfway here in our race here at Kansas tonight.
Appreciate everybody joining in there in YouTube land, making this all possible as well. So once again, those sponsors: Extreme Scoring, Bearded Bear Custom Hides, Admin Box, Mad Dog Graphics, as well as Silver Fox Racing. Justin, we're just over halfway into this puppy. I think it's time we crank up the jams, give these fans what they want. Enjoy the sights and sounds of the racetrack. Right now is, well, hang on here for just a second. Chris Gamble, Philip Briggsman heading down pit road. This is right when you mentioned it just a few moments ago, Justin. You were putting some emphasis on it. When will these strategies start to take place? And right now, well, it is right now between Austin Mice, Richard Crane, Philip Brigman, Chris Campbell in as well.
Yeah, everybody will come in, kind of top off a little bit early.
Got to be some new tires, right? You hate to take them under green, but you definitely, I think the pace is going, it's going to be there. And I know I mentioned earlier, it's how you handle them. The pace will definitely be there and be square. Here comes the number 6, Finnegan Myers, heading into the pits. That was our top 3 driver right there. Oh, here comes, who is that? Joe Stipe right there behind him. Oh, could be speeding for Bud. Goodness, Justin, that looked a little quick.
Lock him up! Listen, man, I had to pull one of those the other day. I was going to work, some guy pulled the foot out in front of me, and I had to lock that baby up. That F-150 stopped.
I thought you meant there in iRacing. No, you're talking real life. Okay, see ya. Brake dust flying everywhere, probably tire smoke as well out of that F-150 for you, huh?
Oh, I locked that baby up. I mean, me and this guy was probably an inch from hitting. He looked right, but didn't look left. I seen him coming, and I locked that baby up.
Reminds me of when I see a state trooper, and it's a little too late. Got to slow her, woe her down, and hold her up. We're locking her up. Bill Hales not going to bring it down pit road this time, but it's kind of hard to put in words here, Justin. Well, other than what, you're going 200 miles an hour and trying to slow a stock car down to what, 45 miles an hour, I believe, is the pit road speed here. Bill Hales, Cameron King at P1 and 2 still have not pit just yet, and if we take a look at that pit stop strategy once again here, we do have, well, they're not showing up because they're so far down on the timing and scoring, but this is right when the window is open for our top runners. I thought Bill Hales would make his way down this time. Still not yet. He's going to run this Ford Mustang dry.
Yeah, he's going to run that baby out of fuel if he's got to. I think he's going to try to stretch this run, see how far he can get out. Maybe try to make it another 10, 15 laps. And you think about it, we'll get another long run like this. Later on down the road, we don't catch a caution like that, and somebody has to come in. It kind of happened. What happened last weekend had a lot of guys tip, less than 5, or 10, I guess, really, 10 laps to go. They started running out of fuel, but maybe try to stretch it out and maybe have a little bit of fuel there left. Is Cameron King going to come on, duck in, get some fuel? 92 hot rod.
They're out of Jacksonville, Florida, that Ford Mustang, number 92. Red, white, and blue on it. That nice little nice paint scheme there. Who we got on the quarter panel this week for Cameron? Get in hooked. Make sure you check those guys out. Hot Lap Heroes Esports. Also, teamconti.gg. Also, that's a really great group of guys over there at Team Conti. Brandon Moore going to cycle his self out to the lead right now, that number 8. And what, he's got 3 race wins this season. We saw him up there in the points. They're out of Johnson City. Believe that is Tennessee, not Texas. That's Hellman's number 8. Little throwback to the one, the only Dale Earnhardt, and he continues to run this paint scheme week in and week out. Robbie Bice, Bill Hales, who was leading, heading down pit road now. Brandon Moore going to cycle his way out to the race lead for now.
Well, Brandon going to try to stretch this run out. Mr. Charles going to be running P2. Justin Steves quietly having a great night. Kind of pitted a little bit later in that cycle for that second or third caution. He's going to have a little bit extra fuel to run out through there. So Gatto also on that pit cycle, and Brown and Myers can come in.
You know, I don't hate this call for Justin Steves. Probably a little gambling man action here as now our race leader, Brandon Moore, heads down pit road. Didn't we see this? It was either either I saw it in the ARCA race or it was 1 week ago with you here, Justin. And we saw a very untimely caution flag fly. And we did have all these front runners have to start towards the back of the pack. And I think it was really fun to watch. Justin, I don't hate this strategy call right now for the number 87.
No, I don't. Let him run it out, kind of see where you're at, and hey, man, it may work out for you there at the end. That you stretch it out long enough, maybe hit one more stop, and you'll be good to go. Scratch everything I just said. He's coming in right now.
Yeah, I love when that happens, right? It makes us. Oh no! Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Caution on the Speedway, right?
No.
Oh my gosh, you feel for Justin right now. If he stayed out one more lap, he could have possibly had everything in the bag right now. Oh, his car drops down off the air or off the jack. Well, we're gonna try and see what transpires here for the yellow flag as we try and find it here. Oh, I think it's Brian Huntley involved. Matter of fact, we're gonna try and get a replay of it. The number 92 and Brian Huntley. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network just 1 second while I try and find a look at it. Oh, here we go. I appreciate Chandler here helping us out behind the scenes. No. And we're going to have to back this one. Beep, beep, beep. We're going to back this one up here for you and break this one down here on Stam Studio Network. This is right in front of our cardboard fans. Cardboard cutout once again. And I think that's on Brian. Just came down a little bit on the number 92's front nose.
Yeah, just kind of come down on him, and I mean, if you're the 92 there, you're kind of like, what in the world did you come from? And round he went. Luckily, doesn't take anybody else as he get the wall.
Oh, lock him down. Barely. Oh no. Uh-oh. That's not gonna help.
Josh Small.
Is it Josh Small? You got eyes of a hawk here, Justin. It is, man. Great call. That's not going to be, well, I guess the old body armor logo sticks out like a sore thumb there. Hopefully his right toe isn't destroyed. Oh, it is, man. Look, well, there's definitely a little damage. The car is shaking up there in the right front. Oh, that toe has definitely been stubbed.
Yeah, I don't think a can of body armor is going to fix that one. So we're going to be under caution here at Kansas Speedway. Kind of in a weird spot there with all the caution or all the green flag laps coming and the caution falling when it does. So we're going to have a lot of cars there kind of figuring out where they're at, laps down or not. Tough sledding there. So we're going to have to cycle around, figure that all out. We're on lap 75 here, lap number 120 at Kansas. Once again, we appreciate all the folks tuning in out there in YouTube land. Appreciate you folks spending an hour or so with us here on a Tuesday night. Appreciate the folks at Bump and Run for allowing me and Sean to come back and do this each and every week. Had a ton of fun. What's up, Cole? Code Gold, and Harvest, and Breakfast, and Rob in the chat. Everybody tuning in. Just rolling around through here. Austin in the lead. You got Finnegan Myers in second. There's Charles running out P3. Brandon Moore P4. Justin Steves 87 hot runner. Good run for Justin here tonight.
How about Justin? How about the old YouTube chat tonight? We got it popping off. We got Hewling Code Gold here in chat. How we doing? Interesting race. He says, you know, one thing you got to realize is the constant going below the apron on the front stretch does harm the tires. Interesting. I thought that was always kind of to keep the temps and pressures a little bit cooler. Sucks for the 87. That yellow did definitely screw him. Havoc saying, how's the Silver Fox Racing crew doing? I think they're doing pretty well here tonight. Havoc, you will have to remind me who is in that Silver Fox Racing crew as well. We'll take a real quick look at the points and see who is running in what point situation here. Obviously leading the points, it is none other than Kyler McCarthy, Nicholas Schell, Justin Steves, Robbie Bice, Brian Huntley Jr. down in the top 5 spots. Austin Weiss, Cameron King, Brandon Moore, Chris Campbell, Cornelius Brown, Josh Small, Matthew Fitz, Miguel Campo, Tyler Massey, Bill Hales, and Anthony Lane. How about old Terry Dugay?
Terry!
You're a Terry fan, aren't you there, Justin?
Yeah, I like old Terry.
Philip,
Terry,
Xavier, Joe, Robert, Zach, Gary, Alex Pollock.
Budge from Canada?
Yes!
I did not know that.
Oh, man, we're probably saying his last name wrong this whole time, but man, he hadn't let me know just yet, so we'll keep it on the old Sherrier action. Nick Osipek, Richard Crane, Paul Lawson, Will Roberts, Joshua Higball, Christopher Samuel, Matt, Chris, Charles Van Schwick. How is he 40th in points? That doesn't seem right. And Brandon McKee.
I think last week was his first race.
Really? You're kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, remember he said he kind of got out of the lead for a while.
Oh, you're right there on the replay. Oh, man. So Justin Yaw has eyes like a hawk and memory of, well...
Now, you asked me what I ate for breakfast yesterday. I couldn't tell you.
I'm the same way. I don't remember.
Okay, we're back to green flag here in Kansas.
Oh, man. We are. How about the number one? Oh, man. Is that... who is that scraping the wall up there? That's
Delgado.
That is Delgado. Xavier already up there. We're still heading side by side. This number 97, Austin Mice. Tyler Myers now looking down that outside. Tyler's going to have a little bit more momentum out of turn 4 this time by. Keeping away from that side draft from the 97. 97 dives to the grass there out of the start-finish line. Justin, this is Finnegan out front.
Spin him.
No.
Pin maneuver.
Door quarter not clear. Now calling clear for our race leader, Finnegan Myers. My goodness gracious, Justin, we are just now getting into the nitty-gritty. When do you give him the anaconda squeeze as we have some 3-wide action?
Right now.
Right now? Off the restart? I'm right there with you,
man. Needs to happen right slap now. Anaconda squeeze. Make it look like Nacho jumping off that top turnbuckle.
Oh, cue the slow motion, cue the eagle eggs, everything that made it happen down there for Mr. Nacho. I'll tell you what, Bud right now is looking like Nacho himself. Our highest running Canadian driver up in P5 right now. And remember what I said earlier in the race? Bud, JR, pretty good buddies there before JR unfortunately passing away. And if Bud can come away with even a top 3 or possibly the race win here tonight from Kansas as we head out of Casino Corner there, turn 2, this would be so special for the 94.
94 really looking for a good run here tonight, Bud. Trying to make it happen. Gonna have a little bit of, I guess, a rivalry, whatever you want to call it, a little bit of a scuffle with the number 00 Estate. And these guys are racing hard right now. We're at 82 out of 120. These guys are going at it.
Let's hop on board with Charles here and kind of see what he sees both out of the front windshield as well as that rear view camera. Man, Bill Hales, how about his run tonight? That number 53 Toyota Camry. Man, don't count out Bill Hales out of I'll say it right now, a top 3 driver interview spot. Right now, unfortunately, Bill is sitting, where'd Bill Hales go? No, that's the 53 down a lap right now. Well, I'm going to stick with it. If he catches a caution at just the right time, could possibly see Bill Hales work his way back up. Mike, look at him now. He definitely has the pace in that 53, unfortunately, down a lap. We've lost about half of our drivers here tonight, Justin. A 30-driver field, only 15 left right now on the lead lap.
Yeah, everybody kind of got caught with the old britches down when that caution came out. Everybody was in the middle of their pit cycle and kind of bit some people in the butt and kind of worked out in advantage of others. So 15 laps, we're going to have a lot of cautions to get all these guys back on the lead lap. But that's why you play the game. Speaking
of play the game, how about the old 24? Let's check up on Kyler McCarthy. He's riding there right behind Charles Van Swick. At 6th spot, Casey, I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Week in and week out, you're joining us here on Stam Studio Network, bringing you this Bump and Run Cup Series live from Kansas this week. And you see there on the bottom ticker the rest of the upcoming races this week. Casey always rooting on that number 24, Kyler McCarthy, there out of Fort Worth, Texas. Kyler looking down the outside now. That driver number 41, Van Swick. This is a really tough pass to make. We've seen the pace week in, week out of Charles. I know it's only been since last race since you mentioned there, Justin, but 24, Kyler McCarthy now getting P5 back, and right now would be a great time to look at our our pit stop laps. How about Van Swick? He is on the newest tires, but still losing that spot to Kyler McCarthy, who pit on lap 54. Van Swick, is that 54 or 64? Correct me if I'm wrong. Van Swick there, lap 74. Oh!
I ain't got my buff. Whoa!
Sorry,
whoa,
I saw some two starting to look 3 wide action here, and you yelled. It made me yell. I think it's just it's a natural reaction for me, I guess.
Yeah, you hit somebody with a whoa, you best have the story to go with it.
Hey, Justin, real quick, man. I don't know if your headphones or your Discord was working earlier on in the race when I was talking about William B. Roberts. I think William is unfortunately now out of the race, but William, if you're still watching the stream, something really cool happened in an official iRacing race with William B. Roberts. I was just running my race there in the Le Mans 40-minute race in GT3, and I normally never have my voice chat on either, but William B. Roberts activates his mic and goes, "Hey, Sean Stam, aren't you the guy that puts on their Bump and Run series every Tuesday and Saturday nights?" I said, "You best believe it." And next lap, I broke the toe on my Porsche GT3. But regardless, Justin, I can't thank you enough for joining me every Tuesday night up here in the booth and bringing apparently these drivers what they love to see is some more 3-wide action going to occur here. Cornelius Brown, Tyler Myers, Anthony Lane. Oh! No! Everyone goes around.
Not the PBR.
No!
Call a medic, call the Applebee's, somebody.
Hey, peep up in the top left here, folks. We are still green lean machine after a spin through the grass. Now, finally spins out. No yellow flag still for the driver of the number 81. Okay, now it comes out, and honestly, Justin, if you know, you know here.
That could have been bad.
I think Anthony's Lane's arms were a little itchy there. If you know, you know.
Yeah. I mean, just had an instant reaction. I mean, I get that. You're gonna have to turn. He was just trying to do what Lightning McQueen did. He was turning right to go left. Very reasonable. Very demure.
Man, okay, so let's take a look from
I don't know
Anthony Lane's perspective. Oh, you got me on that one there. Okay, this is after Anthony Lane has made contact with that front grass as he continues to ride through it. And that's another driver, that 23, this time getting caught down pit road. And this is what I'm mentioning here. I really don't hate that Anthony kind of spun out there after the yellow flag didn't come out. And I think we have a better look at what just happened here.
Yeah, I think somebody bounced it off the wall, and that's
You're
just that
exactly
accordion
right,
effect.
Justin. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler and Cornelius, bada bing, bada boom, and unfortunately Anthony Lane's just kind of the recipient of that fortunate end of the accordion.
Man, I am shouting out you and both Chandler Clausen as well behind the scenes. I couldn't be doing this without you both here. As now we actually have a replay to come back to here, and that's just 3 wide, not going to work.
Yeah, it's 3 wide there off the corner. Somebody's going to have to give, and nobody gave, and end result, Anthony and PBR are going to go sliding through the grass. He likes his PBR shaken, not stirred.
And no damage on his PBR as well. That's how I like my my PBR. You know, I'll be honest. I've never tried one, but it might be on my list at this point.
If I need a beer that I know nobody else is going to drink, like I'm out with some friends and stuff, and it's going in the cooler, and I don't want nobody drinking my beer, getting PBR.
Alrighty, with the 20% beer coming to life here. No, I'm just kidding. Could you? My goodness.
Okay. All right.
That'll
calm it down.
Yeah, that'll get you moving and grooving. Real quick, Justin, I did mention to you in our pre-production meeting before this race, the All-Star race that will happen next Tuesday night here on Stam Studio Network. I thought it was this week here for some reason. Real quick, are you going to be with us? As I will be not up here on the booth. I'll be out on track side by side with these guys.
Yes, I will be racing.
Woohoo! All right, we're going to have to get that solidified with Brian Huntley Jr. And he let me in the All-Star race just a week from now, so I don't see why he wouldn't let the old commentator, Justin Yaw,
Fellas, if you're in the YouTube chat, I know some of the guys have wrecked out and stuff. If y'all would like, Sean, if we can get Chandler to come in next week, could we do a live in-car stream? Is that possible?
Oh gosh, I'll have to get back to you on that. That is
okay. All right, that's a pre-production meeting. We'll get that in the notes. We'll have to get with Flo and everybody and see if that's possible.
I like how you bring up Flo. I think I've told you I got quite a few hours on them, or with them in the real world. Shout out Flo Racing, and real quick shout out our sponsors once again here tonight. Also, get this, Justin. This is pretty cool. I think this is cooler than the Playful Pint Sports Bar. There's some real-life MX-5 racers that I do some broadcasting for, and get this, I have now made some vinyl stickers. They are going to have Stam Studio Network on their Mazda MX-5s, and Justin, they're even thinking about flying me out for some real-life broadcasting of their Club Series racing down in Apex Motor Club, Arizona. What has happened with Stam Studio Network in just the past couple of months or two?
Whoa!
From iRacing. Where has this come from, man?
That's awesome.
And
just keep me in mind.
Oh, I'm going to keep you in mind, though. You're going to definitely be up there in the booth. We'll fly your butt out there with us, Arizona.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Hey, couldn't be doing this without you, Mr. Yaw. You're making a lot of things continue to happen here in the commentator booth. I really appreciate you, man. As well as the JR. This race, once again, is for you, man.
Appreciate you having me. JR, we appreciate you and your crew here. We all miss you, buddy. Appreciate these guys having us out and announcing the race. We got a lot of good action finna come up. You know, All-Star race next weekend. Got the Saturday night ARCA Series race. Ought to be a good couple weeks here with the Bump and Run Series. Now, Anthony Lane, PBR, leading us to the front. I don't think that's actually real, but, you know, a man can dream.
Call it as real as you want here. Anthony Lane, as we take a look at the last pit stop strategy, well, he's definitely going to be struggling here on the Goodyear Racing Eagles. But, I mean, how about Brandon Moore? Oh, no? You think...
Nah, you just turn right when you start and hit them and jumble up the field and you take off. That's what I used to do in NASCAR 08, and it worked a lot.
NASCAR 08, shoot NASCAR heat, and then you try to bring that to iRacing. It's a little different story, but I think you can possibly make it work in these next gens.
Sean, what was the video game that got you into NASCAR?
I'll be honest here, Justin. As the pace car lights are off, I'll make it quick. It was an Austin Cindric YouTube ad back when he was in the Xfinity series. He had the Money Lion paint scheme on his Xfinity Ford Mustang number 22 Team Penske, and honestly, I had watched NASCAR with the old grandpa and my dad when he was still with us plenty of times here before that. But really, that's what made it click. Then I got into to NASCAR Heat 4, got into NASCAR Racing 2003, which is the same developers as Papyrus, what eventually brought us iRacing here tonight. And Anthony Lane at the beer, the blue Pabit Blue Ribbon 81 will bring
That's
us.
Blue Ribbon.
Yes, there we go. Got it now here on SSN. Justin Sean Stam bringing you live coverage from Kansas here tonight. My NASCAR love continues to grow as we're going to start to see these three wide battles here for the race lead. That's the number 94, Bud, looking down the outside. We're going to hop on board with the driver now, Anthony Lane, who's looking three wide between the 00 and the 41.
Yeah, they're spreading out everywhere right now. Lane's just looking for a hole to kind of jump into here. Pause. He's just trying to figure out where to go. Trying to figure out where can he slide in to maybe get out the way, because he is getting absolutely freight trained by some of these guys with some fresher tires. Somebody up there in the wall. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's the 94.
Is that Bud?
Oh, heavy contact for Bud as he checks up. That's Cornelius Brown who gets the worst of it. Looking three wide into turn 3 and 4 now. That could have been a lot worse as, man, Bud just got vacuumed up to the wall as he gets right back in it on these newer tires. Three wide once again with the same three cars.
How does Tyler keep getting in these positions, man? He's putting it three wide and he's playing the accordion right now.
Where did he come from? Where did he go? Well, unfortunately, now Tyler Myers down to P11 after getting caught once again in a three-wide situation. There you go, Justin picking up on it there. Our battle for the race lead continues to intensify. This is Brandon Moore climbing up the hill. Contact with that number 6. Finnegan Myers got Austin Mice right there with them. God, we are getting to the nitty-gritty. Just 22 laps to go here, Justin.
Yeah, they're beating and banging in the glove. You know, we're down to 22 to go. You kind of start beating and banging, sliding it around a little bit more. Austin, Brandon going at it, looking for Finnegan Myers up in front. This kind of, I guess, top 5 is kind of pulled away. Don't mark that number 24 out, who had some speed early on and has kind of slowly marched his way up here. He keeps running that high line, and that kind of seems to be where the speed is at. Stipe kind of being the only one sticking to the bottom line here.
And remember what I mentioned there earlier on in the broadcast, the higher line is definitely, it's got the speed, it's got the momentum, but you end up ruining those right side tires. Could we possibly see the number 41, Charles Van Squick? He is Van Squick here tonight as he looks down the inside of Kyler McCarthy, the number 24. Here comes Brandon Moore, number 8. Dale Earnhardt inspired. Number 92 is out of the gas pretty quick as he has flames out the right rear and his exhaust pipes. The number 84 with a little incident involved, as well as we're going to continue to look side by side heading into P3, into turn 3 here. Just 20 coming to 19 laps to go. You're starting to work that draft right now if you're Finnegan. Austin Myers is starting to work within the slipstream too. Sorry to cut you off there, Justin, but we do have Joe Stipe right there continuing to climb the bottom of the hill, making it work, matter of fact. Getting right to the back bumper of the McConey setup shot, number 97.
Yeah, these guys are going at it. Slinging these hot rods right into the corner. Kind of throwing care to the wind right now. You got 19 laps.
Good.
Yeah. You said it perfect. Side by side.
Sorry, I thought Austin Mice drove it in there into turn 3. Hopping on board with Joe Stipe here, and now we'll look out the back bumper of him, and there are just cars all over the place, Justin. We are continuing to get down to just what matters most here. Now Kyler McCarthy looks down up top on Joe Stipe, not able to get the run. However, he does have the spots. Door quarter, he's not cleared just yet for McCarthy or Stipe.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, we're, almost 15 laps to go, and we're 2 by 2. They kind of fan out here in the corner. And, I mean, they'll all just kind of throw a blanket over this really top 7. I guess top 8, because there's kind of a gap between Cameron King and Bud Scher.
And how about Cameron King? I mean, the driver number 92, he's had the pace here tonight, drove his way up to P8 right now as he looks down the inside of Cornelius Brown. And one more time, take a look at who is on the fresher tires here tonight, our top 4. That's Myers, Mice, Stipe, and McCarthy all pitting on lap 91. We got Brandon Moore and Charles there, unfortunately just on a few lap older, call it 20 older lap tires than Cornelius Brown and Cameron King also on that newer set. Scratch that, the graphic just updated there. All these drivers on the same set of tires. I apologize there. Not sure what what SDK is thinking there, making me look like I know what I'm talking about. Justin, 15 laps to go. What are you starting to look for here tonight? And real quick, Finnegan Myers, 4,500 I rating compared to our driver, Austin Mice, 2,500. Austin's right there with him, though, just under a 1/10 of a second separating these two.
Yeah, they are going hard at one another. Going to try to see who can get a little bit of an advantage. Finnegan driving it off over to the high side. Austin sticking to the inside lane. Not going to have enough as that run off of 2 going to be a little bit too much for Austin to overcome. I got to see if Austin starts trying to trickle up there to the high side, see if he can flirt with it a little bit more than Finnegan. Scott going to control his second.
Oh, we got one going around back in the pack. That is the number
King.
92.
Cameron King going to go around.
Man, okay, the eyes, the reflexes also like a hawk for Justin Yaw. Man, I don't know how you guys are seeing this. This is, I think the number 92 is he gonna stop here? Is he gonna pull a, who was that? Who stopped right on the start-finish line at Atlanta? The driver with the
Josh Williams.
Yes, Josh Williams. There you go. I think he just pulled a Josh Williams there. We'll take a look at the incident.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get towed to the old pit stall there. Hopefully not too much damage there, but either way, that's 2 or 3 minutes you're going to have to take towing. Oh, it's just kind of a... Oh,
McCarthy. Brandon Moore as well. I think Brandon Moore had a little bit worse damage than McCarthy there. And let's hop on board with Cameron King here. We are going to see what this driver saw. I believe it's coming to the next lap here. And so watch this. I love hopping on these later replays here because we can see just how fast things happen. It should happen in just a lap from now. Once again, we are on board with that, I believe, number 92 here. This is heading down the backstretch. Is already, man, damn near cuts off the front nose of that 41 Charles. And then this is heading down the inside in 3 and 4. Charles right on the back bumper. And this is where things are going to get a little tight. Oh, matter of fact, Kyler McCarthy loses it off 4. And that's once again just how fast things happen.
Yeah, blink of an eye, next thing you know, you're running good. Next thing you know, you're going flying down through the infield. Tough way for Cameron King to end the race there. Let's see. Did Kyler just kind of lose it there? Yeah, just kind of. Like Kyler lost it midway through the corner, and he's sideways there.
Yeah, he's trying to gather it up here. And then just an overcorrection.
He gets back on the throttle.
Yeah, and then it's still yawed out there, or it's Justin yawed out there, excuse me. And then 3 wide is, oh man, hard contact for the 92 and the 8.
Yeah, he did everything he could just about do, but spin it around there, I think.
Top on board with the number 8. We'll look out of his back bumper here. Oh, that around the 92 goes. Charles actually making it through in that SpongeBob and Patrick.
Hey, look at Robbie Bice back there. How close did he get to that?
Oh, did he have a close call? Hey, I'll tell you what, Justin, just for you and those Robbie Bice fans, let's hop on board that driver number 28. Oh, barely missing the Red Bull.
Oh,
slight contact, but what could have been a lot worse there. Let's see how bad the damage is. Oh, well, it's going to be all on the right side for Robbie here. It's just like when we looked at Josh Small earlier. The left side may look just fine. Well, I don't see any hood separated from the right fender or anything there.
That's right, Habby. You can put hair on your chest. Just like that Anaconda Squeeze.
Oh my gosh. Favorite movie ever. I'm not even big into movies myself, but it's just amazing that Justin and I, Nacho Libre is in common. And how about 10 laps to go here from Kansas? Kyler McCarthy, he got a little damage from that just wreck a couple laps to go. Tip your caps. Green flag is out. 10 laps to go here from the yellow brick road.
Away they go. Kyler going to have the lead. Philip Brigman going to take it away from him. But you've really got to hold off these two behind you. You've had Finnegan Myers and Austin Meese really, really getting on it. 3 wide almost. Brigman going to run the wall up there. And here comes Finnegan Myers for the lead. Oh, somebody going to tag the wall there. We're almost 3 wide coming through the start-finish line there.
41, Charles Van Squick also tagging the wall. Here we have 2x2 for the race lead. Finnegan Myers working the outside line. That is a massive move up to the top for Austin Mice. Here comes Philip Brigman, that number 84. He's had strategy work for himself tonight. Call this driver a gambling man. Up to P3 right now on just a little bit older tires as more contact with the outside wall for the driver of the number 98.
Lucas Brown going to tag that wall. That's going to really put a little bit of hay in your momentum. Still green flag here at Kansas. We're down to 8 laps to go. Kyler McCarthy.
Eyes once again, man. Justin Yaw, Chandler Clausen, every single one of you. This is another Kyler McCarthy incident, and I don't think this one is any fault of his own. Well, I think he got loose there out of 2 and possibly contact with Brandon Moore to get him eventually sent around. Let's take a look at it here. Brought to you by Stam Studio Network, baby. Oh, here he is. This is once again a little late on the replay, and we already saw that the Kyler McCarthy's car Justin yawed out there a little bit. Let's take another look and possibly rewind this puppy and see what happens. Beep, beep, beep. All right, here we have a better look at it. Got Brandon Moore, the driver number 8. Here he comes with a head of steam here behind Kyler McCarthy. Kyler already loose. They're heading out of 2. Around he goes. Where he stops, nobody knows except he pulls a Kyle Busch here and keeps it out of that left side safer barrier.
Yeah, you didn't want to collect that barrier because that one's going to wide you up and pretty much end your night. A little bit better than some others that have had unfortunate ends to their night pretty early on in this series of races.
Oh boy, Justin. Well, I mentioned this earlier in the race. What's the Bump and Run Cup Series? We don't really have too many caution flags, but here at Kansas, I think, especially as the regular season continues to tick forward on and points start to become ever so important, we're starting to see these cautions breed cautions here. Finnegan Myers, Austin Mice, Philip Bridgman, Joe Stipe, Cornelius Brown is in that top 5. Brandon Moore, Bill Hales, Justin Steves, Anthony Lane, Tyler Myers in that top 10. Right now, Justin, if you got to choose, if you got to put the old college tuition on one driver right now, who are we picking and why?
I think you got to go with Finnegan Myers. Dude has had speed and has stuck it to the outside and it has made it work this whole race. I think you got to stick with him here.
Got the old Quill Racing setups on the side. Definitely, he knows how to get it done with that 4,500. Well, since you have taken my pick, realistically and honestly there, Justin, I'll have to go. You know what? Oh, I know we have Austin Mice starting on the outside. I think the outside is the preferred lane here. Oh, Hayes, Kansas, not Hayes, Texas. Another little name that is the same within 2 different states, but this is a home track race, and honestly, that's going to change my pick here last moment. Austin Mice trying to get it done from his home track up in Kansas. we could possibly be seeing either the number 6 or the number 97 McConey set up shop, both Chevy Camaros. Justin's got the number 6. I myself, Sean Stam up here in the booth, have the number 97. Who do you all have there in YouTube chat, as this could possibly be our last restart here tonight? Havoc, where you at? KC, where you at? Hewling? The old Cold Gold Bueling. I know you got to be still roaming around there somewhere in YouTube chats. Let me know. As real quick, once again, we cannot be here without Admin Box, Extreme Scoring, Mad Dog Graphics, Silver Fox Racing, Alpha One Foundation. All of you making this possible. Justin, we're going to get down to the Anaconda Squeeze here from Kansas Speedway. I'm going to give the start to you. And right now we're going to do something special. We're going to hop on board with Philip Brigman as we get our green flag ready to fly here for hopefully the last time here tonight.
So here we go, boogity, 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 back to the green flag we go here at Kansas. Make sure to zig when you need to zig and zag when you need to zag, as Cletus would say. We're back to racing here at Kansas. Finnegan and Myers going to have a good jump coming off into 1 and 2. Philip Bregman to hold down P2. Can he get the clear off of 2? No, sir. Here comes Austin back on the high side. He's going to duck to the bottom, try to make it work. The words Junior slide job coming. No, sir. But here they come Cornelius Brown to the outside. He's going to tag the wall again. I don't know if that's like hitting the turtle shell in Mario or what.
It is, man. I'll tell you right now. It's banana peel-esque.
I mean, he is hitting the turbo booster up there, bouncing it off the wall. Can he get cleared coming off of 2? You betcha. Cornelius Brown to second. 3 laps to go here at Kansas.
Austin Mice still searching for the clean air up the racetrack as we head out of turn 4. Only 3 miles left to go. 2 laps here from Kansas Speedway. Oh, Finnegan Myers continuing to run away with it here as the gap for P2 continues to shrink. Here we have the 00 Joe Stipe now looking down the inside. This is going to slow down both of these drivers down our long back straightaway here. The 00, the 97, Cornelius Brown up to P2, Finnegan Myers up to our race lead.
Finnegan Myers still out front. Cornelius Brown took second away and has not looked back. He's got 1 lap to make it happen here at Kansas. White flag in the air, brought to you by Bearded Bear Custom Hides. So we're going off into 1 and 2, the battle for second, third, and fourth. All kind of right there between Brown, Mice, Stipe, and Moore. Here comes Austin on the outside for P2. Here goes Brandon on the outside for P3. Or I guess P4, excuse me. High side seems to be the factor here. Finnegan Myers coming off of Ford. Finnegan Myers going to be your winner here at Kansas tonight.
It's going to be Austin Mice rounding it out, P2. Cornelius Brown somehow taking away the final driver interview spot after smacking that outside safer barrier wall. Get this, gap between Cornelius Brown and Brandon Moore, our last race podium finisher and driver interview spots on Stam Studio Network is separated by just 0.2 of a second. Brandon Moore now just B4 over Joe Stipe. Bill Hales brings it home P6. Philip Bridgman, Anthony Lane, Bud Shearer, Tyler Myers rounding out our P10. I will get the rest of the driver grid here pulled up on your screen, and then we will of course be with our top 3 interviews here on Stamp Studio Network. Give me just a few moments time. Oh boy, Justin, not the closest of finishes that we have had, but I'll take half a second gap there at the start finish line, giving it to Finnegan Myers, Austin Mice, P2, Cornelius Brown, Brandon Moore, Joe Stipe, Bill Hales, Philip Brigman, Anthony Lane, Bud Shearer, Tyler Myers rounding out that top 10.
So Finnegan gonna burn it down here at Kansas. Don't be doing too many donuts, may cause a tornado here.
Oh man, Justin Steves, Charles Van Squick, Kyler McCarthy, Robbie Bice, Xavier Salgado, Kevin Roy, Matthew Fitz, and Richard Crane rounding out 18 out of 30 driver interview spots here tonight. Justin, I know you were liking that burnout, and I'm going to give you Finnegan Myers in Race to Stop Suicide Victory Lane here in just a few moments' time. Justin, I will meet you over in the Bump and Run Discord, and then hopefully able to see Finnegan Myers, Austin Mice, and Cornelius Brown. We'll be right back with you here on Stam Studio Network.
All right, I'm going into the broadcast then.
Through the last caution was trying hard. Damn.
Hey.
Yep. And four.
Finnegan Myers, man, holy cow. We're going to cut down to Justin Yaw, who is down there in Victory Lane with Finnegan. Justin, Finnegan, you both got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Finnegan, my man, done parked it in Victory Lane here at Kansas tonight. What a run there, man. Had some great battles with Austin. What do you got to say about that?
What an incredible race. That's what I got to say first. That was really, really fun. We had a really, really good car in practice, and then we knew we had a good car for qualifying, so we went out and got pole by, I think, over a tenth. And then we were just a little tight in practice, so we made an adjustment, and it made the car pretty horrible. That first run of the race, I don't know if you guys saw, but we dropped back like a rock, and we were not doing good. So we just slowly worked on the car, and by the third stop, we were so good, and then we just slowly worked our way back up to the front.
I got you. So did you really want to stay on that outside line? Did you want to, I guess that was where you felt most comfortable that race?
Well, that's the thing. I felt comfortable on the bottom. I felt pretty comfortable everywhere. On restarts, I thought being on the top was best since I could consistently get a good jump, stay the guys inside, and then just rip off in turn 3 and 4. The first half of the race, I could not run the wall to save my life. We were just way too loose over the bumps. We were just about to wreck. And my crew chief, Jacob Quill, that guy worked on the car the whole race, and we got it tightened up, and we got it doing some crazy stuff there at the end.
Yeah, awesome run there to end your night. Do you got anybody you'd like to thank?
I'm sorry?
I said great run to end your night. Do you got anybody you'd like to thank, Finnegan?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Absolutely, yeah. Jacob Quill's setups, if I'm ever going to buy a setup, I'm buying them from him. He did an incredible job tonight, but then Battleborn and Raised, Edmunds Motorsports, Detour Sunglasses, Holy City Brewing, all those guys that make this possible.
Yeah, we appreciate you racing with us tonight, Finnegan. Hope to catch you in a couple more victory lanes. And I think I'm going to send it back to Mr. Stem, and he has got Mr. Cornelius Brown with us.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
All right.
Real quick, before we already heard the old hey from Cornelius Brown. 0.17 seconds at the line compared to Austin Mice. Then we'll work up to our P2 driver. But right now, Cornelius, man, we saw you bumping it off that outside safer barrier coming to the green and white. That last restart. Nice pace for you out here tonight, that number 98. Walk us through your race, man.
Yeah, it started off pretty good. Halfway through that first run before our green flag stopped, I was battling tight off pretty bad, so I made a couple adjustments. Kept kind of loosening it up throughout the night. I'm pretty sure I pushed that turn 4 wall back about 5 foot because I've hit it over a dozen times off the corner. So we finally got it a little freed up, but I felt like if I could get a little free air, we might have had something for him at the end. But I'll settle for a P3.
Goodness gracious. I kind of saw that tight condition continuing to build earlier throughout the run, and it's nice you got that thing all loosened up. Who makes this all happen for you here tonight, Bill? Or excuse me, not Bill, Cornelius.
Pretty much Big Slick Racing. Myself, that's about it, really. I appreciate the Bumper Run League for allowing me to be here and to continue to run every week, and I appreciate you guys for
Woohoo!
putting on the show, or broadcasting all we put on the show for everyone.
Shoot, we appreciate you. We appreciate you and all the drivers here in the Bump and Run Cup Series. It's well, it just makes it that much more fun for us to watch you guys do battle week in and week out. Cornelius, congrats again to your top 3 finish, and thanks again for taking a quick word with us.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Alrighty, going to cut down to our P2 driver right now. I am in not quite victory lane, but podium lane, if you could call it that. Austin Meist, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Alrighty, well, congrats on your 2nd place finish here tonight. I know that we were calling Cornelius second there for just a little bit, but it's actually Austin Meist who comes home in P2, Cornelius P3. Austin, walk us through your race here tonight. You looked like the fastest car on track, and to me, I mean, you were my race pick about halfway through the race.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I appreciate being your pick. That's awesome.
Oh man, you got
that
it.
any day. Yeah, I mean, we really had long run speed, and I think that, you know, before we had that green flag pit stop there, I think we showed that. I think when we pitted, we had about a 2-second lead, but averaging about 2.5, 3-second lead over second. Super fast. We could really run the top. We could run the bottom. Honestly, the setup from McConey was really, really good here at Kansas, allowing us that flexibility to kind of run anywhere. It did take a little bit on the restarts for tires to get heat in them. When they were cold, it kind of plowed like a dump truck, so that's why my restarts weren't the best, but once we got a lap or two and we can get to the high side, we'd rip around there. You know, fought all night long. Just was patient. I always preach that, you know, patience. Paid off for us, put us in a position to win, and, you know, honestly, pretty bummed. Yet another one eludes me. So really trying to come home with a win yet this season. That's all right, though. I'll take, you know, podiums any day. But there at the end, it was really fun battling with those guys, Finnegan, Cornelius, especially Finnegan. I was trying everything I could to get around him, low, high. You know, I just could not make it happen, but at the end of the day, it was a blast.
Yeah, I was finna say, dude, I had a blast watching y'all back and forth. You going to the bottom, him sticking to the outside, you trying to go to the top, him coming to the bottom, man. Y'all put on a show.
Appreciate it. It was really fun. Honestly, there's a couple times I think I maybe could have driven a little bit deeper and got him, but I mean, I was really tight. For some reason, honestly, the last 2 or 3 restarts was really tight. So I think if I'd maybe pushed a little bit harder, or even kind of rubbed doors, I maybe could have got him, but wanted to run him clean and just couldn't make it happen.
No worries there, Austin. I mean, you kind of mentioned the McConey setup shop. I think you had the long run set up here tonight. It was a little bit tricky, a little bit twitchy on the short runs, and unfortunately, that's what we ended our race out with. If it was a longer run, I think we would have definitely seen you up here in victory lane. Austin, to round out our driver interviews here tonight, who makes this all happen for you, man?
McConey Setup Shop, obviously. Mentioned them all season. Those guys are incredible. Again, showed here being able to run all over the track, and really, I truly think, like you said, we had the fastest car out here. Just a few errors on my part put us in second. But really, McConey, you guys are putting this on. You know, like I say, week in, week out, it's honestly a blast going back, watching you guys with the broadcast. Big thanks to all the admins, Race Control, put this thing on. And thanks to everyone that tunes in week to week.
Well, shoot, that's about all I got. I really appreciate that, Austin. That goes a lot more than you might think. Before I get signed off here, I'm just going to thank the drivers, once again, every single one of you, for coming out and making this all happen. Thanking Justin Yaw there for joining me up in the booth. Also, Chandler Clausen here joining me here behind the scenes for the RoboCams. I appreciate every single one of you that makes this happen here tonight. Austin, congrats again on your podium finish, and have yourself a great rest of your night.
Hey, thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. You as well.
Thank you, buddy. Alrighty, I gotta go get through TSA, hopefully make it through cleanly. You never know what can happen there, so I'm gonna get leaving a little bit early up in this booth. Justin, any last closing remarks before we get heading out here on SSN?
Nope. Hope to see everybody next week for the All-Star race. Going to be a blast down at North Wilkesboro, and Hope he brought you fanny packs with some PBR in them.
Well, we're gonna need it there next week. And Justin, I can't wait to go side by side with you there on the track. And although it'll be an off week for us up here in the booth, it'll definitely be we'll still be moving and grooving on the track. I might bring us a driver eye cam live stream for the next race from North Wilkesboro next Tuesday night. But other than that, that's been Justin Yaw, Chandler Clausen, Sean Stam up here in the production trailer, also up in the booth. I appreciate from the bottom of my heart every single one of you joining us here on Stam Studio Network. Oh man, have a great rest of your night. And if you are driving home, man, drive safe. Thank you all so much.